Hi, my name is Logan Queen with the Jennifer Queen team and Remax Professionals Real Estate. Today I'd like to talk to you about a topic that realtors deal with frequently, and that is underpricing properties. We see it all the time. Properties selling in multiple offer situations with parties bidding for the right to purchase a home, sometimes paying tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars over the listing price. While the extreme bidding wars in Winnipeg typically only happen under specific market conditions, those typically are very low inventory and very low interest rate. We do still see competing offers in normal market conditions and have consistently seen them for the past 10 years. Just because there is competition for a home, does that mean that the house was underpriced? No, it doesn't. As already mentioned, there are many factors that determine the compete level that can be focused on any particular home. However, what I want to focus on is intentionally underpricing your property. I have had many conversations with clients about this. The idea of intentionally underpricing your property in order to get people to fight and push the market value higher. The idea of that sounds great. However, there are a few issues. Firstly, it doesn't always pay off. There are many historical examples on the market of homes that were listed at a specific price in order to entice a bidding war. They've held an offer date, that date has come and gone, they haven't received an offer, and then you see the price increase after that. Sometimes that increase in price can be a substantially higher number than what you originally saw. Secondly, you may not get what you want. When you underlist your property, you may get offers on your offer night. However, those offers may still be under what you expected to get for the property. In cases like this, you typically see the same as the first option. Adjust the listing price higher than what they originally stated, and sometimes can be much higher than what the original listing price was. Equitable marketing. One goal of every real estate agent when they list a property should be to accurately represent the property to the public. A part of that includes pricing a home accordingly. There are many factors to take into consideration when pricing a home for sale. No two homes are exactly the same, which means there is always a little bit of wiggle room for the price of any property. Some properties have very similar homes that have sold recently, and we call these comparables. These comparables can be so similar that pricing properties makes it very easy, but not all properties work that way. Some homes can be quite difficult to value. There can be quite a range when you value a property of what you should be listing it for, and it can fall within a certain range. Other homes can be very difficult to value. For example, homes that do not fit the general style or layouts of other homes in the neighborhood may be harder to value because the comps just don't specify a very simple number. Maybe a house has extremely niche renovations. A home can have very niche renovations. While they're very nice and very expensive, they may not always equate to dollars on market because there's not as much of a buyer pool. Also, homes with strange floor plans can limit the amount of people who are interested in it, and that can also skew the value. Sure, you can always try something like price per square foot values, but those metrics don't always work in Winnipeg. When I am listing homes and I can find homes that have a very wide comparable pool, those ones are a little bit easier to value, and I typically have a much narrower window for what I give my clients for the value of those homes. For homes like this, it's very easy to understand about a $10,000 to $15,000 swing in what the value could be on the actual market. Homes that have a harder valuation sometimes can find 20 to 30. And if it's something very extreme or a large acreage or a large property that just doesn't have a lot to go with it, those swings can be even higher. All this information is really just to tell you that as realtors, we are constantly watching the market, we are constantly seeking out values for properties, and we are constantly trying to keep our brains tuned in to what is going on in Winnipeg and how values change over time. The reason this is so important is that every agent should have a knowledge of values in the city and should be able to value accordingly. So we do know if a price of a home is undervalued substantially. Something else to note is that extremely low pricing of a property can cause headaches for the agent as well. There are parts of our governing legislation that could be used to file complaints against us for intentionally listing below value. In my opinion, the answer is simple. Don't intentionally underprice your property. As I always tell my clients, I am only ever going to market your property for a price that you are actually willing to accept. If we underprice a very low number and you are not willing to take it, It's not worth your time or my time to put it on the market at those numbers. If the market ends up dictating that there are multiple clients offering on a property and the price goes higher than what even I expected, great. That's always a good thing for the seller, and if they're happy, I'm happy. I personally prefer limiting the amount of risk you put yourself in when you list your property for sale. Underpricing a home can increase that risk substantially. There is a risk that you will lose buyers who don't want to compete against others for an underpriced property, and you may also risk formal complaints against yourself and your realtor for underpricing. I always think limiting this risk is beneficial to all parties when selling a home. In my opinion, it is always best to list your home for fair market value and see the way the things are going to go once it is actually on the market. If there's excess demand for your home, you may get lucky and get multiple offers anyways. If you would like more information on other strategies on how to best present your home for the market, feel free to reach out. My name is Logan Queen with the Jennifer Queen team and RE/MAX Professionals Real Estate. Have a great day.